What?
It's a Conspiracy is a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network. For other fun programming, please check out albertapodcastnetwork.com, where you can find shows like Speaking Municipally.
Rolling. Okay. Wait. Five. There we go. 4, 3. It wasn't so much the hand gesture, but the sound. Okay, so it's our Halloween special. Yay!
Spooky ghosts.
The Spooktacular, I think we
Spooktacular.
Welcome back, everyone, to It's a Conspiracy. This is the podcast that relay out the beliefs behind select conspiracy theories, alternative accounts, legends, myths, and more. I'm your host, Andrew, and I do not claim to be an expert on anything we're going to discuss today, and we'll probably be wrong about everything as usual because this is our Halloween Spooktacular.
Spooky. Did we do a Halloween Spooktacular last year?
I don't know what we did last year. And we probably talked about some of the same things. I know we talked a lot about Jack-o'-lantern and carving of the pumpkins.
Spooky stuff. And spooky
and so we've already done the pumpkins thing. We can't get together anyways. If you'd like to see where we dug up whatever tasty candy corns we're going to eat on a cracker covered in cheese.
The memories are flooding back.
Memories are coming back. Then please check out the resources in the episode description. Charlie and Greg go door to door with their little treat sacks ready to be filled, and no one will accept that grown men would do such things.
Halloween apples!
It's a costume, I swear.
Lastly, we are a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network. 18. You can check us out online at our website. It's conspiracypodcast.com. Our Twitter at Is It a Conspiracy? That's run by the Irish Madman. Our Facebook group, the Instagram, It's a Conspiracy Podcast. That's run by Greg. Our email and our Patreon page, patreon.com/It's a Conspiracy. Joining the online distance communication time today is Charming Charlie and Gorgeous Greg. These bags of bones will fill your heart and stomach with friendly gummy bears, and we can have a good time. Okay.
Edibles.
I try to write this stuff in advance, but that's what you get when you gotta wing it. Okay, Charlie, with a yes or no, can you tell me if you heard of either being 3 theories here?
Let's do it.
Number 1, 10 fun facts about Halloween.
Oh, I feel like we did this before, but I hope they're different.
I hope they're different ones this time. And I hope there's 10. Okay. And number 2, is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie?
Yeah.
Okay. And number 3, what are we watching for Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of all these things. Okay. This is easy. Subject number 1, 10 fun facts about Halloween. Now, Halloween is probably the funnest of all the holidays. Funnest is probably the best word. It's all of the things, and there's nothing funner, which is also a word, than learning fun facts about things that are fun. Like my mom says, it's nice when things are nice, isn't it?
It's nice when things
It's
are
so
nice.
nice.
It's true.
It is nice. So number 1, and once again, we probably did these fun facts last year, but that's fine.
Never.
You know, the holiday goes back more than 2,000 years. It's real old, and it used to be called Samhain, which sounds like sup, man.
Say, man.
Yeah.
Same, man.
Number 2, trick-or-treating has existed since medieval times. In medieval Scotland and Ireland, children would disguise themselves and go door to door for food, money, etc. And if you didn't have any food, money, etc., you'd get pranked.
Straight prank.
They call this guising. So guising.
Disguising?
I don't know. That's
The birth of the word disguising.
yeah.
Hey, look,
You think-
disguising.
Yeah, disguising would be the opposite of guising, don't you think?
I guess.
Yeah.
What's the
This
definition of
guy.
guising?
Hey,
What
this
is
guy right here.
Disguising.
It's an old way to find yourself a husband. Okay, ladies, in the olden days, women would throw apple peels over their shoulder to see the husband's initials. They would bob for apples, and the winner would be the first to get married. That's disgusting. Don't ever do that. And stand in front of a mirror.
Bob for apples, do you mean?
Bob, nobody needs to put their face in like a small bowl of water and try to get an apple, and then everybody else puts their face in that bowl of water. That's gross.
It's like sharing microphones, man.
Wait a minute, hold
It's
on.
nasty.
Something you said didn't make sense to me.
Sure.
Peeling
Why
of the
are-
apples.
Are there initials on the apples? Is this like some kind of old school key party?
So they would throw the peels over their shoulder, and they turn around really quick, and it's like, it said GP. I'm going to marry Greg.
Where does it say? Where does it? Who?
Well, like the
who's writing
shape
on
of
these
the
apples?
peels that you
The shape of the
saw
peels
thrown.
would make letters in them.
I
Yeah.
see.
Another thing you could do is the ladies in Scotland would hang bed sheets, and then if they were wet with the way it dried, they'd be like, I can see the initials. I'm going to marry Seamus McPhee from the village down the road.
Oh, Mr. McPhee.
Yeah. And then the other one here, this sounds like a little, maybe you could find yourself a husband by standing in front of a mirror in a dark room with a candle waiting for your husband's face to appear.
That's
maybe
really creepy.
Yeah, that's not going to be your husband. That's when the Candyman comes, right?
Yeah, Candyman.
Yeah.
Bloody Mary.
And he's full of bees. He's going to come and rip your guts out. Sugar rationing after World War II. During the Second World War II, there was a major sugar ration across the world. European and North American families got used to this shortage, and sugar manufacturers had a hard time getting sales going after the war ended. Everybody was like, we don't need sugar anymore. It's great. Probably having a very healthy diet and slim. So the sugar manufacturers were like, we got to get the sugar sales back going again. They put a lot of money into advertising for Halloween because it would sell a lot of candy, and it became more popular than ever. It is now the second largest holiday in the world after Christmas, which surprises me. I would have thought
Arbor Day.
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Oh.
Did you
Or which
say
one's
Arbor Day?
Arbor Day. Arbor Day is a big one.
Arbor Day.
Let's go
for
plant
sure.
some trees.
Yeah. This will be the first Halloween in 19 years to have a full moon. That's right. The Halloween this year will be a full moon, so it's extra scary.
I got a full moon for you.
Moon's over my hammy.
Oh, man. So good. This won't happen again until 2039, then 2058, then 2077, and then finally the last one for this century is in 2096.
Ooh, can't wait for that one.
Yeah, we'll be dead by then.
I'll be
You
a
guys
full
will be.
robot.
We'll be so dead. Yeah, Greg will be just about
23.
90. Yeah.
It'll be legal, yeah.
Charlie's favorite candy corn was originally called Chicken Feed. Now this is a great name from way back in our first season here. The Gurlitz Confectionery Company. That's the name of the people that make Gurlitz candy corn.
Buy some candy. Girl, let's. That's how it goes.
Their boxes originally had a rooster on the front in order to appeal to America's agricultural roots, which liked roosters, and the sugary recipe has largely gone unchanged since the 1880s. So they haven't changed the recipe for candy corn since
Since ever.
Since a long time
if
ago.
It ain't broke.
That's a shame.
yeah.
It ain't broke, you know.
Number 7, Monster Mash once reigned supreme on the Billboard charts. 1962, this has got to be a stage name. Boris Pickett had a number 1 single with The Monster Mash. And then oddly, the song resurfaced to the top 10 in 1973, but it was in August of 1973. So it was a big hit 11 years later in the summer.
Boris was actually his nickname.
Boris.
Yeah, it was
Boris the Bullet Dodger.
actually Bobby Pickett.
Oh, Bobby Pickett.
Bobby.
Was Pickett also a nickname? That sounds like a...
Oh, that's his last name.
Like that's his last name. Okay, so it wasn't like a reference to him having his fingers up his nose. The Michael Myers mask in Halloween has a very fascinating backstory. Michael Myers, I'm not talking about the saucy gentleman from the Austin Powers movies. I'm talking about the murder Michael Myers.
Behave.
He's wearing a William Shatner mask that was painted white. So there was a time when you could buy a William Shatner mask for Halloween, which
Star
is-
Trek, bro.
that was
I
like,
don't know. I thought it was a DJ Hooker mask.
oh, it could have been. Oh, yeah. Number 9, Skittles are the top Halloween candy. Skittles are the top seller at Halloween in the U.S., according to candystore.com. And oddly, still hanging in the number 10, at number 10, is candy corn, if you can believe that.
Still,
It's number 10. The top
who's buying
10.
this stuff, huh?
Yeah,
don't know.
There's
Nobody.
some palms getting greased just for that.
Buying these coffins.
Harry Houdini died on Halloween in 1926. Magician.
Or did he?
Exactly. Magician, illusionist. Wow. Okay, let's try this one more time. Magician, illusionist. Okay, magician, illusionist, entertainer, and perhaps secret spy. We'll talk about that later on in the scene. Harry Houdini died from a ruptured appendix that resulted from a punch to the guts on Halloween night in 1926. And that was in Montreal where that punch to the guts happened.
Don't get into fights in Montreal in Halloween. That's all I gotta say.
It's words to live by.
Somebody will punch you in the guts. Bonus fact: Mexico celebrates Dios de los Muertos, or the Days of the Dead, on the Christian holidays All Saints Day, that's November 1st, and All Souls Day, that's November 2nd. The townsfolk dress up like monsters, rip up and down the streets in parades, eat death-themed food, and generally just have a really nice time with their families. Isn't that wholesome?
Sure. I
Sounds
love me
lovely.
a good old piece of death pizza.
Yeah, I don't know if that means like they eat skulls and stuff like that, but like death-themed food, yum, right on.
Extra teeth on mine, please.
So that's 10 fun facts about Halloween.
It's pretty fun.
All right. Now I thought for Greg, what are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
I'm on to my second cup of coffee.
Second cup of Joe. Okay. Well, what I thought for what are we drinking today, if you guys want to, and we can even take a second to get this ready, I thought we could say, what are we leftovers? So I have a nice big bowl, of a raspberry crisp.
Nice.
Yum, yum.
I didn't bring anything, but I did eat some food in the break. So
what are you going to have? What are we leftovers?
a big
Charlie?
old bowl of stuffing.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Stuffing's good. But I'm gonna double down on the no.
I'm
Mashed
going to double down on another glass of gin. Kind of sounds like
pierogies.
I was not prepared for this. Brussels sprouts with bacon.
Oh,
And lots of butter.
oh,
That's leftovers. I don't know how they're left over because I could have ate them all last night, but
totally. In the Scream household, you do the thing where you're like, we're going to make enough stuffing for supper, and of course, we're going to make extra stuffing so we have some for dessert, or for leftovers, rather.
there's so much stuffing.
Yeah.
Oh, too muchy. I can roll around
Stuffing
in the
sandwich,
stuffing.
man. That's where it's at.
We should clarify that in Canada, our Thanksgiving, if anyone's listening to this, and they're like, I thought Thanksgiving was in Canada. And then we're like, yeah, no, it's in...
They're different days. Basically, it's just a chance to celebrate it twice, you know.
It's in
Celebrate it
Rocktober.
now and then celebrate it for the Americans as well.
Yep. They can have their own
turkeys.
thing. Yep, totally. And Greg, what are you leftover?
I haven't had a chance to cook anything or that yet. So tomorrow we will be having duck Brussels sprouts with bacon and lots of butter. Yeah. So maybe, I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to do roast or mashed potatoes, but it's going to be good. Yeah. Oh, man. I made stuffing with my mom one year. She used like 2 pounds of fucking butter. Wow. For like 1 onion, like 2 stalks of celery, and like a loaf of bread. It was amazing.
Stuffing is the best. Yeah, my wife's family, they have a secret recipe, and I'd be murdered if I shared it, but
Tell us.
bellissimo!
Just bleep it out.
They're French, man. They'll put a curse on me. I'm probably going to get yelled at just for mentioning it.
Oh, man.
Um,
They're not listening to this.
No. Actually, one time my mom was like, oh, I listened to the podcast. And I was like, oh. And
Uh-oh.
and she said the same thing that like anyone, I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but like if a friend listens or a family member, they'll be like, oh, it's fun. Like it sounds like you guys are having fun and it's nice. It's fun. I'm like,
Thanks, Mom.
okay.
Thanks, Andy's mom.
It is fun. Yeah, we have a good time. We have fun here. All right, well, that's going to take us to ad numero uno. Woo!
Alberta's forests matter to all of us. That's why Alberta's forest industry works to keep them sustainable now and for future generations. By planning 200 years ahead, helping control the spread of fire and disease, and planting and nurturing 2 trees for every 1 harvested, we keep our forests standing strong. To learn more about how our forests take care of us and how we take care of them, Visit loveabforests.com.
Okay, so subject number 2, is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie, or is it a Christmas movie?
Yes.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. You guys have both seen this movie?
A bunch of times, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's phenomenal. It's so good. Like, it hurts how good it is.
Mr. Oogie Boogie.
Right?
It's a 1993 stop-motion classic from Tim Burton, who, contrary to popular opinion, didn't direct it. He was involved, but he wasn't the director of it. And it tells the story of Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King from Halloween Town, who stumbles across Christmas Town and is enchanted with the wonder. And he decides to bring the Halloween wonder to Christmas Town to spice things up a little bit. And hilarity ensues. The takeaway message is that you should never try new things. Okay. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's so good. But yeah. So then, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but is it a Halloween movie that wanders into Christmas territory, or is it a Christmas movie that uses elements from Halloween so that people can learn the true meaning of the holiday or whatever? The back and forth on this issue reached the point that a few of the people involved had basically been forced to chime in. 27 years later, they're still like, okay, let's talk about it. Ooh.
Guys, stop calling me. I'll tell you. Let's talk about it.
It's the middle of the night.
Jeez, it's morning.
So director Henry Selick, he took to the internets to settle the issue once and for all. His response was, "Hoo boy, well, it's a Halloween movie." He went on to explain, "People love the movie's Santa, but the core of the film is devoted to a love of Halloween and all of the spooky inhabitants of Halloween towns." Composer Danny Elfman was asked the same question. He probably gets asked the same question every time it ever comes up. And he replied, "It's obviously about Christmas, but for me it's a Halloween movie. Growing up, Halloween was my favorite night of the year, and Christmas was a bit of a troublesome time. Into my adult years, it was a time where a bit of a dark cloud would follow me around, probably carrying over from my childhood." Okay, excuse me. "Until I had my own kids, that is, and then I developed a new, brighter view of Christmas." Yeah. So Haunted Past on Danny Elfman.
Spot on accent.
Thank you, Charlie.
Tell Danny. I'm going to tell him.
I was transported to a different place.
Yeah.
To Elfman World.
Yeah.
As one can expect anytime an opinion is stated, for example, having a preference on vinyl, the internet flared up and the teeth came out.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
So here's a couple here's a couple of Twitters from the debate. Nightmare Before Christmas is the best Halloween movie. Don't debate me on this.
That's a solid point right there.
That's a good point, for sure. Supported. I'm drawing a line in the sand. The Nightmare Before Christmas is this is all caps, Christmas movie, and there is no debate. And there clearly is a debate, obviously.
I agree. There's no debate.
Hot take. It's a Thanksgiving movie.
Oh shit.
It was the one vaguely kid appropriate at my grandparents' apartment, so it became a tradition. It's neither Christmas nor Halloween. Thanksgiving. Interesting take. And also, majority of the movie takes place in Halloween Town. The majority of the cast are Halloween characters. There's nothing about Christmas in it. And there is some Christmas stuff.
I don't know that you've actually seen the movie then, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like Santa Claus is in it. Ultimately, and I kind of like this one, ultimately it's a movie you can watch anytime, even at Halloween, because it's a Halloween movie, and you're an idiot if you think otherwise. I like the sentiment at the beginning. You can watch it whenever you want.
That one is eloquently put. I like it.
Just enjoying life.
Yeah.
Especially at Halloween, because it's a damn Halloween movie.
It is, yeah. And you watch what you want to watch.
And it's also definitely a Christmas movie.
It has Christmas things in it. Yeah. Okay, so that's The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a Halloween movie. Are we going to have a
it's a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
I will say that. I will also say that I think it depends, like the time of year it was released. And it was released October 29th, 1993. It's a Halloween movie.
It came out. You looked that up? Good stuff. Okay. Wow, we're looking up things 2 episodes in a row. This is
right there. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Stick
that in your pipe. Okay. So that's ad number 2.
On this episode of It's a Conspiracy, we'd like to tell you about what's new with our friends at StoryHive. Since 2013, TELUS StoryHive has funded productions and supported emerging filmmakers with mentorship and guidance from the National Screen Institute. The StoryHive program has brought hundreds of films to life from creators in Western Canada. StoryHive is committed to supporting underrepresented filmmakers and stories, which is why we want you to jump in on this opportunity. StoryHive's documentary edition is back, and this one is all about local heroes. They're looking for documentary pitches from Alberta residents that highlight extraordinary citizens in your community, big or small. Successful pitches will receive $20,000 in customized mentorship to produce their project. Applications are open until October 7th at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Check the eligibility requirements and apply now on storyhive.com.
It's opinion time.
All right, now for opinion time. This is a real quick one here. Do you guys, I guess we just agreed that Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie?
No, well, I mean, yes, but also no. I'm going to be that guy and think starting Halloween, it's okay to watch Nightmare Before Christmas for Halloween, all the way up to and including Christmas.
So you're saying like as of
a bunch of times within that season.
Like late October to late December, you're allowed to watch it within that window.
Yeah.
But
that's
the kids... Yeah, if the kids are like,
you want to watch it in March, get out of here. Bricks.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but is it there like a calendar that they're actually counting down the days until Christmas?
No, they count down the days to Halloween.
Yeah, they count down the days to Halloween.
But then they start counting from Halloween.
But then they change the countdown to Christmas, yeah.
The Halloween folk do, yeah.
So I guess you could watch literally like a minute every other day, depending on during the holiday season.
You know, honestly... Yeah, like you watch what you want to watch, and if someone's like, "No, man, you can't watch it unless it's Christmas time," be like, "Sure, you can skip it, but I'm just gonna do whatever I want." Okay, so speaking of watching movies, what do you guys have any good scary recommendations for what are we watching for Halloween? Like,
why don't you start us off, Andy? Let's see.
Oh, sure, I can start us off.
What's your favorite scary movie?
We have been the three of us and a couple of other friends have been getting together for this like Friday night.
Good bad movies.
The good bad movies, or yeah, and we watch a movie over Zoom. It's really fun. We've been watching really crappy movies. We watched Super Mario Brothers, Jim Cotta, Abraxas,
Big Man Japan,
Big Man Japan, Masters of the Universe. A couple of real gems. We watched Los Muertos with Bon Jovi the other day, which was just brutal in a beautiful way. But it was and so I was looking up some stuff for this, and I came across the recommendation for a movie called Let the Right Ones In, and it's kind of like a love story-ish between, there's this little kid and he makes a friend in his apartment building, and it's this little vampire girl, and she basically does vampire stuff, and it's really violent and gruesome, but she's kind of like a guardian angel. And there's this amazing scene towards the end where like they're in I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but he's at a swimming pool, some stuff goes down, and the way it's shot is so incredible, and it's super tense, and it's like just a great classic scary movie, but it's also like a really heartwarming kind of My Girl thing. Without, like Macaulay Culkin doesn't...
Instead of bees, he gets bit by vampires.
Yeah, there's no bees. Yeah, there's a lot of vampires, a lot of very violent, gory scenes. Yeah, but it's a great movie, and it's in Swedish.
Oh, foreign.
Yep,
a foreign film
from 2008 Swedish romantic horror film.
Romantic horror. I love this subgenre.
Yeah, it really is really good. I really loved it, and
you could call it a rom-horror.
Yeah, it was just tickety boo, a real right snapper.
Damn, Greg, what do you got?
I don't know. I'm not a big scary movie guy. I mention that every once in a while, but I don't mind a thriller. This one's got Denzel Washington and Denzel Washington, John Goodman, Donald Sutherland, James Gandolfini. It came out in 1998. It's called The Fallen.
Okay.
And basically it's about this angel that can possess. He can possess other people just by touching them.
Okay.
But if there's nobody around to touch, he can only survive as long as one breath will allow him. Or the movie actually starts out with this is a story about how I almost died, and then Denzel Washington takes this angel out to the middle of nowhere, and there's nobody around, and he kills himself because it was the only person that he thinks could be possessed. And then this cat walks by, and the cat is now the angel, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's a gooder.
And you said John Goodman was in it.
John Goodman, man. You had me at John Goodman.
Yeah. It's actually got a star-studded cast. I was pretty blown away that they were still.
So you said that's more like a thriller horror kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
And yourself there, Mr. Charles?
We've got a romantic horror and a thriller horror.
A thriller horror, yeah.
I'm going to give some mad props to a 1997 Canadian independent sci-fi horror called Cube. You guys know Cube?
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's it was so good. It was all these people are trapped in this cube, and they got to get through these different rooms. I guess it's in a way it's sort of like a giant Rubik's cube, right? And then each one of the squares they get into, it's filled with traps. So sort of like an early version of the Saw movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they're always trying to get through these traps and stuff like that. And it's pretty psychological, and it's in points philosophical. It's got a pretty big cult following. I haven't seen it in a long time, but Kaylee and I were talking about this, and she was like, "Yeah, I really like that Cube movie. We should watch it again for this Halloween, right?" So we're definitely going to get into it. Everyone's trapped in cube-shaped rooms. There's lots of traps and stuff. Oof. I don't know where you can find it right now. I think it's on YouTube. Might be one of the few places because it was a Canadian independent film. I did a quick search on all the main Netflix and stuff like that, and I couldn't really track it down. There were a couple of sequels that came out of it, but some pretty fun stuff. Get into it.
3D.
Cube.
Yeah, I heard about this movie when I was in university, and I went to rent it. They still had video rental marts at the time, and I accidentally got Cube 2 Hypercube.
Oh, Hypercube, sorry.
And it was awful, but then I got the original one, and I'm like, this is awesome. It's such a good movie. Yeah,
it's pretty sweet.
Yep, sweet, good Canadian movie too. That's excellent.
We got a romantic horror, a thriller horror, and a sci-fi horror.
Yep.
Good?
I'll walk into a bar. I got nothing. Actually, I'm sorry.
All of the horrors.
That's right. Okay. Before we go on, before you
sorry.
wrap it up, I really think we're missing an opportunity if we don't bring in that segment with what's your favorite scary movie? Like from Scream. You remember that? You remember that?
I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you seen Scream?
I have. Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that would be that's a good opener for that.
So we should go back and put that at the beginning.
Yeah, I threw it in there so you can edit it out.
Movie.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, grab me a handful of candy corns and slap them on a sandwich. That really was gross. That was, yeah, anyway. Wasn't that a spooky trip through the wild?
That's something I don't miss in quarantine is all the what are we tasting?
Oh, I have got some.
So far, it's not bad.
So far, it's just been good stuff that we've made ourselves.
The snack time, the segments will come back when we're allowed to get back together. I've been stockpiling some ideas. I've got a couple of real gems on the go, but yeah, it is unfortunate that our snack time is on hold for the time being.
Here, eat this battery.
We really do appreciate you stopping by for a listen, and please feel free to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your neighbor, tell your foes, spread the good word, like the eye holes of a William Shatner mask on All Souls Day. I should have said, like a pumpkin splattered on the road outside of your house on November 1st, which is what always happens. Some local teenager throws your pumpkin on the street.
Keep them both.
Rotten kids.
Both good.
You can check out all of our past casts and social media stuff at itsconspiracypodcast.com, and we will be back with episode 5. And that's on November 1st, which is when you listen to this, that'll come on a couple days. All right. Happy Halloween. Take care. Have fun.
Boo. Smell you later.
What's your favorite scary movie? Girl, it's scary movie. Girl, it's scary movie. Girl, it's scary movie. Girl, it's